You're listening to Winnipeg's Classic 107. My name is Simon Resnack. Built in 1895, the Victorian mansion nestled in the heart of Winnipeg's downtown has stood through much change over the years: world wars, societal shifts, and now its second global pandemic. Dalnavert Museum and Visitors Center fosters engagement in history, culture, and more. And to tell us about the latest happenings at the DMVC, we've reached Charlene Van Buekenhout. Hello, Charlene.
Hello, Simon. Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm thrilled to have you here. I want to begin. Listeners might not be able to see it, but they will be able to see it later when we post this conversation up on the website. Where have you joined us from? I'm looking at your virtual background.
I'm in the beautiful solarium of Dalnavert Museum where Lady MacDonald would have taken her tea and done her embroidery.
I mean, and I've prepared my own background as well. I've left
Yeah,
my small basement studio and traveled so it would appear to the grand master bedroom at Dalnavert.
that's right.
Uh,
Straight into the room.
Well, this is just one of the photo offerings presented by the museum as a potential background. We're all connecting virtually these days, more so than ever before. Can we talk a bit about the online offerings at Dalnavert to begin? How you've kept connected with attendees and people interested in learning more about the museum?
Sure, yeah. So in May, we opened to the public. So Dalnavert Museum is open. You can join us in person. We have socially distanced measures in place to take tours. But if you're not able to, then you can join us online. We have a virtual tour that you can take of the museum. So even if you just don't like doing stairs or don't like enclosed spaces, you can always visit the museum online in our virtual tour. We also have a few other things that we thought might be fun for programming this summer. We have done a podcast called the Literature Out Loud podcast, and there are two versions. There's an adult version and there's a one for kids. And basically what we've done is we've done the very Victorian thing of when releasing books, we release them in a serialized fashion. So the book is read out loud, but it's released every couple chapters every week. And for a few of the episodes, we've done extra episodes. So we've called them extra-sodes, where we talk to an expert kind of involved in the thing that we're talking about in the novel.
And so
So
for those two novels, can you tell us a little bit more? I think it's some H.G. Wells and a little bit of Lewis Carroll as well, right?
yeah, so the first one we've done is called The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. Now, H.G. Wells is famous for The War of the Worlds and a bunch of other novels, but The Time Machine is really great because Dalnavert Museum is really a time machine in itself. You know, it transports you back in time to 1895 and those times. But the time machine with H.G. Wells goes well into the future. But it's a Victorian novel, and we thought it'd be really great to introduce us to this podcast format. And we've talked to some amazing professors of Victorian literature and media and things like that. And we've got some really good conversations coming up. The one for kids, though, because that's a little bit heavy, is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and everyone knows that story. They've seen the movies, but if you return back to the novel itself, it's so fun, and the language is so silly and fun,
It,
and in fact, it's a video podcast. So the reader is actually sitting for Alice's Adventures in Wonderland is sitting in the solarium where I am now reading the story.
I mean, it sounds totally engaging. And speaking of engaging, you guys have also kept a very active blog and social media. I've been enjoying following along all sorts of recipes too, like Victorian era cocktails and baking recipes.
Oh,
Where are you going about finding these things?
Oh my goodness. Well, we have some amazing summer students through the Young Canada Works program and the Canada Summer Jobs program. And they've been doing so great putting together these blogs. They've basically have free reign to do whatever they want as long as it's connected to the house and the area and in some kind of way. And they've just kind of taken that that and really expanded and done whatever they wanted. So there's Victorian taxidermy. There's a blog on Louis Riel and John MacDonald's kind of influence on the colonialism there. And of course, yeah, Victorian drinks and baking. We have one summer student who's very interested in all of the kind of strange concoctions that Victorians kind of invented in their time.
Well, if people are interested in passing through those old doors that have once again reopened, like you mentioned, back in May,
Mhm.
I did want to ask you a little bit about all that has been happening at the museum itself, beginning first and foremost with the Garden Age Jazz parties in collaboration with Jazz Winnipeg. How have those been thus far?
Oh, those have been just amazing. It's so amazing to have live music again and in a safe way. So we've taken great measures to make it a safe event for everyone. So we used the veranda, we used the entire yard of the Dalnavert Museum, and it's just been so great to see so much life at the museum these days. And it's so fun. People have come dressed up. They've really taken to the please come dressed in your 1920s attire and whatever, that people come in costumes and it's so fun. And there's a little bit of croquet you can play for some photo ops. And you can get a drink and a snack and just sit and listen to some music, which is right on the veranda. And so the musicians are up on the veranda, then there's a garden cafe, and the audience is seated, so it's all safe. And it looks gorgeous, and it looks like such a fun time. And I know I spent a little time out in the jazz. Out of jazz while I'm working, I take a little break and check it out, and it's just lovely to hear. It matches up so well.
And I understand those have entirely sold out. So good on you guys. Great on Jazz Winnipeg. I mean, like you said, everyone really wants to hear live music again. Just how encouraging is that? But if people do still want to check out the garden itself, they're able to do self-guided tours, right?
That's right. So this is another initiative that we had from our summer students, and they've created a brochure that you can take. It's a hard copy, but it's also available on our website, and it takes you through the garden. Right now it's the August version. Our garden blooms at different times, so a flower available at some time of the year. So we have the August brochure up, and it takes you through and tells you what all the flowers are and why they were planted. They're all heritage blossoms. And the other thing you can do is get our garden bingo. So you can go around the garden and check off the ones that you know and can identify.
Well, I mean,
It's really fun.
yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like fun for the whole family as well, while
Yeah.
exploring the beautiful grounds that are Dalnavert. Charlene, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us at Classic 107 today.
Thank you so much for having me again. It's been great to be back.
Oh, it's great to have you here. And of course, we've got all the links to Dalnavert and all the happenings there up on the website, classic107.com.